you know what the illustration is behind the words, the future of medicine? How genetic engineering will change us in the next century. I would ask everybody to read Revelations 18:23. If you think you're in the end times, you should go read it, because it states, in the final days, all nations of the earth will be deceived by a Greek term, pharmakia, which in your English King James versions will read witchcraft or sorcery, which is the English translation of the word pharmakia. So every time you see the word pharmacy, you're dealing with a very deceitful industry led by sorcery and witchcraft. And yes, this is a very spiritual battle. In fact, from the things I presented and have learned in the last 4 years that have been open to me, I believe intuitively, and revealed to me through God's intuition and spirit and research, I believe it has been man and Satan's attempt, Lucifer's attempt, forever. Since the Garden of Eden, I think it's been his attempt to intermingle the seed of his own with the seed of man. Just as God placed enmity between the two of them, I think man, science, pharmaceuticals, that is their end goal. And if you haven't looked at the cover of January 11th, 1999's Time magazine, this is a very specific cover. The title of the article is The Future of Medicine. The subtitle on the front cover reads, How Genetic Engineering Will Change Us in the Next Century. Before I tell you what the illustration is on the cover of that magazine, I'd like to ask you, Tim, do you believe God screwed up when he created us?
Not one bit.
And why the hell do we think that science and the future of medicine we should be holding to and show reverence and humility for, when their goal in this century, we're in the 2000s, from 1999, they declared what their mission is. It is to change us through something called genetic engineering. Do you believe God is perfect?
Absolutely.
Do you believe God is perfect in the designs of his creations?
Absolutely.
Really?
That he's perfect in designing?
And designed us perfectly?
Yes.
And why in the world would it be okay with any industry thinking we need to be changed? What part of us do you think needs to be changed?
Well, I think back to, what did Jesus say? How are you going to know? When his disciples said, how are you going to know? How are we going to know when you're coming back? He says, as it was in the days of Noah. And in the days of Noah, the human genome was being messed with by Satan.
Do you know what the illustration is behind the words, the future of medicine? How genetic engineering will change us in the next century?
Tell me.
It is the DNA double helix, and half of the double helix, one of the strands, turns into the head of a green snake. So it's half human, half serpent, which would be the direct illustration of the intermingling of the seed of the children of men with the serpent seed. So yes, this is a very, very spiritual battle.